As we talk about Liv Morgan getting the bluebird treatment in South Carolina, and I'm not going to blame the fans for this because we talked about this on our show last weekend, and that I did not like the finish. You did not like the finish either of her tapping out before scoring the pinfall on Ronda Rousey. And you expect fans to call you out on your shit, and they did, and she really couldn't take it, and the promo kind of went south, and Keila Braxton's face said it all, and I felt for everybody in the segment. I don't want to say it's a trend yet because we got to go city to city this week to see where we are in North Carolina this week to see if the reactions are better or worse for Liv. But this is just bad booking that drives these bad reactions, because I go back to 5 years ago with Bayley, separated shoulder legit. She gets booed in Canada. And Bayley has tweeted she's got something for Toronto in a couple of weeks. But I don't want that for Liv to figure things out 3 years later as to who she is as a performer. But the booking, it just did not help her. And the recovery of that promo was not there because it was just rough. And it comes down to bad creative, rare misstep by Paul Levesque having that finish the way it was at SummerSlam on Saturday, nearly 2 weeks ago now.
Yeah, the finish was awful. You know, we definitely touched on that. And, you know, we talked about how a babyface, first of all, shouldn't be tapping anyway. But that kind of leads me to think, because in her promo, I'm thinking she's just blatantly lying. Like, to me, that comes off as her just blatantly lying, where she said she thought the referee had counted the 3 and that's why she tapped. You don't tap. Like, a babyface does not tap. What a babyface says there, or what a babyface does, is they don't tap, they pass out, or they let them snap that arm, and that's what they say in the promo when she comes out in the sling. I mean, you come out in a sling and you tapped out. You tapped out and you're coming out in a sling. Now, if she doesn't tap out, that sling works perfect, because then she said, "Look at this is what Ronda did to me, and I still didn't tap out. I'm still standing here, your women's champion." You don't get those bluebirds. Now, fans, this happens. Like, it's happened to Daniel Bryan. It's happened to Kofi Kingston. We've heard them try to do it to Bianca Belair, but that got shut down real quick. Like, this happens. Sometimes fans are all on board until they get to the big moment. And sometimes WWE does a decent job of creating the atmosphere for that big moment, but they don't do a good job of the story after the moment. They don't do a good job of the story after the crowning achievement. And so I think there's both sides to it, but I would not be surprised if Liv Morgan is planting seeds for a full-blown heel turn. And I think she'd be really good at it. She seems like she could be a great little snob just off of that little segment right there. And I just, the wording of what she said, I knew the referee accounted the 3 and that's why I tapped out. A babyface just doesn't tap out. And that's kind of what stuck out to me during her promo.
Yeah, she was totally lying, and Michael Cole said she's lying, y'all. That's not what happened. And it could be planting seeds for a heel turn. I think that's what she needs, because you know what? We're happy for her that she's a champion. She's worked hard, but what is your character? And I'm not blaming her completely for that, because for years she had a tag team with Ruby Riott that was broken up time and time again, and she was off television even though she was healthy to compete. So she hasn't had opportunities to truly flesh out her personality on screen and to really tap into who she is on the microphone. Now there's more leniency and there's more freedom to express yourself. And I think being a heel, as you mentioned, could be a way to find out what she's got as a character, something that she would have to do on a regular basis. And she's not going to get iced out, thankfully, because she's built that equity with the fans. Now, if she produces great heel work, then when you flip her, she'll be a complete performer. But I do want to see her push herself a bit more, and a heel turn, I think, will do that, because as you said, I think she'll be a great snobby bitch. I think she'll rub it in the fans' faces, and she'll do anything to win, and I need that from her. You just need something else besides, I love it, I love this more, I adore this more. I need a bit extra from Liv in terms of an edge, and a heel turn could do that for her.
Well, I think that, to me at least, that's just the shelf life of the underdog babyface getting their crowning achievement. I just, you know, there is a shelf life for that character. You know, when you brought up Bayley the Hugger, the underdog Bayley, there was a shelf life for that. And they told that story the right way. There was a really good progression of Bayley becoming the confident champion. That was a natural progression right there. That's how you tell that story, because she can't just be the underdog, but you also have to show the improvement. You also have to start dominating your opponents. You have to start, really kind of being in command of the matches and really leading the way. And it doesn't look like you're fluke winning. That was a big problem. And a lot of the reigns I'm bringing up are ones that were the fans kind of turned on them. Rey Mysterio, when he won the title for Eddie Guerrero, when he won the Rumble, won the title at WrestleMania 22, he was getting booed at WrestleMania 22, winning the title in the triple threat with Kurt Angle and Randy Orton. And he would have to work every match to keep the fans on his side, because there's only so much you can do with the underdog champion when you don't have a story for them. Liv doesn't, what is, like you said, what is Liv right now? She doesn't have something to fight for, to strive for. She didn't have that goal to get to. That's what she's missing right now. And hopefully Shayna snaps, go ahead and finish the job and snaps that arm. Then you have Liv having something to go for. Either, she has something to regain the title, or she's kind of like, and you guys turned on me when I was hurt. Then she has something that she can get behind, but she just doesn't have that right now as a champion. And that's a problem with WWE, especially booking their underdog babyface champions.
As I always say, they can build you up for a great moment, but we don't live by moments. We live for them for a moment or two, but now it's time to tell the story, the why, and the importance of having a great champion, great opponents, a great storyline for it all to match. It's all about what's next. I love a great moment. It makes me happy for 15 minutes, but what's next? And hopefully Liv will figure that out alongside Paul Levesque and his creative team, because you can't have Liv as a paper champion that's going to be lying openly on the microphone and getting called out by Michael Cole on commentary. That's not going to work long term.